Are you trying to get your pool to clear up after you've just opened it? Well, whether it's cloudy or you can't see the bottom or it's murky with a weird green tint, it's actually pretty common. And it's fixable once you get to the root cause. Hi, I'm Matt from Swim University, and here's everything that you need to know to get your pool clear after you've opened it up for the season. This process usually takes about 24 to 48 hours, but your water is going to be clean and swimmable in the end. So here's how to clear it up. Now make sure you watch all of the steps in this video before you take any action. Now, if you've already done something that's on this list, like shocking your pool, you can just skip to the next step. And be sure that you've already de-winterized your pool and that your filter is clean and it's ready to start working. Okay, step number 1, skim, brush, and vacuum your pool. You want to start by getting all of the physical debris out of your pool. You can use a heavy-duty skimmer net to pull out any leaves or gunk floating on the surface. And then you can grab your stiff pool brush and scrub your walls and your floor, because anything sticking to the walls needs to be loosened and suspended in the water so that your filter can actually pick it up. And after brushing, you want to vacuum the pool manually. If there's a lot of dirt and debris on the bottom, you can vacuum on the waste setting so that you're sending that dirty water straight out of your filter instead of back through your filter and into your pool. Now, if you're not sure how to vacuum to waste, you can check out our other video. And if there's no visible debris, well, a quick vacuum on the filter setting will be just fine. Step number 2 is to test and balance your water chemistry. Now, you need to know what you're working with chemically. Even if you've already added some chemicals, you want to test your baseline level. So grab your test strips or a liquid test kit and check your pH, your total alkalinity, and your free chlorine. You want to get your total alkalinity between 80 and 120 parts per million first. Then you can adjust your pH if you need to. Ideally, you want it between 7.4 and 7.6. Now, it's actually okay if the pH is a little bit on the lower end heading into the next step, because the shock you're going to add will raise your pH. Now, if you want to skip the math and just know exactly what chemicals to add, you can check out the Pool Care app. You enter your test results and it'll give you a custom treatment plan for your specific pool, including how much chemicals you need to add. Right now, there's a 7-day free trial to test it out for yourself. Step number 3 is to shock your pool. This is how you kill whatever is causing the cloudiness. And you're going to add a strong dose of chlorine shock to wipe out any bacteria, algae spores, or other organic contaminants. Now, a standard dosing of shock is about 1 pound of Cal Hypo shock per every 10,000 gallons of water. But you want to use a double dose of shock to actually clear up the cloudiness. Now, if you have algae in the water and it's cloudy and dark green, you're going to need a triple or even a quadruple dose of shock. You can check out our other video on how to clear up a green pool after opening if it's really an algae problem that you're dealing with. Now, you want to always shock at dusk or at night because the sunlight burns off the chlorine fast and you want to have that shock have more time to work. Now, if you've already shocked your pool and the water is cloudy or like a murky blue, that's actually a good sign. That's the dead algae floating in the water. It means that the shock actually worked and your filter just needs to clear it out and you don't need to shock again. Step number 4 is to run and clean your filter. From here, your filter does all of the heavy lifting. You want to run it continuously for the next 24 to 48 hours until the water is completely clear. During this time, you want to keep an eye on your filter pressure. If it climbs more than 10 psi above where it normally runs, or your return jets start losing pressure, your filter is getting clogged with everything it's pulling out of the water. So you can backwash your sand or DE filter, or rinse out your cartridge filter, and then keep it running. Now, if you've done all of this and it's still cloudy, well, then you can move on to step 5, which is add a clarifier or a flocculant. This is going to help remove those lingering particles in your water. The one that you choose depends on how cloudy the water looks and how much work you're willing to do. Use a clarifier if your water is mildly to moderately cloudy. A clarifier works by binding these tiny particles together into bigger clumps that your filter can actually pick up. You want to add it every other day until the water is clear. Now, your filter does all of the work, so you just have to keep it running and watch if it needs cleaning. You can use a flocculant if your water is extremely cloudy and you want faster results. Now, floc causes those little particles that are clumped together to sink to the bottom overnight instead of floating in suspension. However, you have to manually vacuum all that settled debris out using the waste setting on your filter, which means you're going to lose a lot of water. Now, this is worth it for severe cloudiness, but if you're worried about losing water, you can skip this step. Now, if you want a full handheld reference for using chemicals like this to clear your water, the Pool Care Handbook has you covered. It's a complete guide to keeping your pool clear all year, and you can grab your copy at swimu.com/book. Now, what do you do if after all of this, your water is still cloudy? Well, most cloudy pool problems will get resolved if you follow the steps. But if you're still struggling, here's what's going wrong. Number one, you undershocked your pool. Look, your pool's been sitting all winter with no sanitizer. A common reason pools stay cloudy is that chlorine demand is too high. And what that means is that there's more organic matter than your chlorine can actually take care of. So if you've got a lot of debris or an algae issue, you're gonna need a triple dose of shock or more. Now, number two, your filter isn't working right. If you have a cartridge or a DE filter, you might need to clean it more frequently while you're clearing a cloudy pool because they trap finer debris than a sand filter does, which means the pressure rises faster when you're tackling cloudy water. Now, if you have a sand filter and it's several years old, well, the sand itself inside the filter might actually be the problem. Sand that's past its prime can actually let fine particles pass through it, sending that debris back into your pool instead of trapping it. Now, sand typically needs to be replaced every 3 to 5 years, although some pools can go longer. But it might be time to replace it if it's old. Number three, you've added too much Clarifier. If you're using a Clarifier, make sure that you follow the dosing directions on the package because adding too much can actually create more haze. Go figure. Number four, your pH and calcium hardness are reacting. Now this one's sneaky because it looks alarming. You've just added chemicals and your water suddenly turns milky white. It can happen almost immediately after adding pH increaser or baking soda, and it's caused by a chemical reaction called carbonate clouding. When your pH or alkalinity is too high, it can actually cause the calcium in your water to fall out of solution and turn into microscopic solid particles. And those particles are what's making your water look white and milky. So lower your pH using muriatic acid, because this will redissolve the calcium back into the water and the cloudiness clears up. Number five, you have a brand new pool. Now, if your pool was just plastered, cloudy water in the first couple of weeks isn't really a problem. New plaster cures over time, and as it cures, it sheds that excess calcium carbonate as a fine dust. And that dust is what's making your water look a bit hazy. So what you need to do is brush the pool 2 to 3 times per day and run that filter system 24 hours a day for at least the first 1 or 2 weeks. The brushing keeps the plaster dust suspended in the water so that your filter can actually pull it out. Now keep in mind that new plaster naturally raises your pH as it cures. So keep a close eye on your pH and bring it down if it climbs above 7.8. And if you have any questions about your specific cloudy water problem, please drop them in the comments below. That's it. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy swimming.